My name is Munrat, and this is Ehil, my student. So, today we are going to talk about our research, which is based on a blockchain based access control system for enhanced security. So, right now I'm working at LTU as a postdoctoral researcher on cybersecurity, and blockchain is my specialty. And here I have my student, Israel Ehil. He's a new doctoral student. He's working with me in cybersecurity domain. So first we analyze like what should be our research motivation because we are working on cybersecurity. So basically we're thinking about what kind of attacks that happened, especially in the Nordic region. So first we saw what happened in Sweden in last few years. So based on the stats we have seen like in July 2017, there was a massive data leak at Swedish Transport Agency where they are basically uh, offloading their database to some third-party companies, IBM, in Czech Republic, and because of the lack of security assurance, it got leaked, and there were many sensitive information like law and enforcement information, the capacity of bridge and roads, things like this, like information like this were leaked. So it was a massive failure there. And then on November 2020, there was a data breach at Foxham Group. This is a massive insurance company in Sweden, and there are like more than 1 million users. Their data has been breached and were shared to different communities. And then on July 2021, there was a massive DDoS attack in Coop. This is a store here. It's a chain, and like the payment, like self payment option and a system there in the stores were not working, completely shut down. More than 800 stores got affected. So basically they were using a third party company to like provide their software support, but and it was in US, and somehow that got attacked, and because of that Coop had to face the consequences. And then on February 2022, there was a malware attack at Axis Communication. This is a Sweden-based network camera and relevant hardware stores. So there was a malware inside their system. It breached the multi-factor authentication and other privacy and security restraints, and a lot of data for the employees got leaked. And recently, on January 2024, there was a ransomware attack in Theatre Every Data Centers. It's a big company in Sweden, and because of that, their companies, like they provided support. Even LTU's payroll system got affected, and this was a recent ransomware attack. So because of all these recent attacks, we thought about how we can improve the security aspects, especially in Sweden and Nordic countries. So based on that, we did some need analysis. So you can see the category, challenges, and required solutions. First of all, we found cybersecurity awareness. So lack of training and awareness among small medium enterprise employees. Uh, because of that, they are facing different problems with regarding cybersecurity. Because to address that, we need to have cybersecurity education and workshop tailored for SMEs. Then access control and authentication, weak password, unauthorized access risk. So these are the challenges there. And the required solution is a hybrid model based on blockchain and AI, could provide decentralized identity and verification. And there are other need categories like IoT security and cloud protection, incident response, regulatory compliance, cost-effective cybersecurity solutions. So these are all based on the cybersecurity aspects. So uh, like students or researchers from our department are working with different areas. For us, me and Ehil, we are working on access control and authentication. So the problem are the small medium enterprises are increasingly reliant on digital technologies because not most of them are working with IT service provider, or they are providing any kind of IT solution. So it could be a normal company that provides like other services, and they rely heavily on third party companies. So because of that, if they don't have sufficient knowledge about the security aspects, the protocols and standards, and too much rely on the third-party companies could often lack the resources, expertise, and awareness to effectively manage the cybersecurity risk. And without effective cybersecurity measures, they are extremely exposed to range of cyber attacks. It could like lead towards financial losses, reputational damage. They could lose their customers, legal and regulatory penalties, disruption of the operation, and loss of intellectual properties. So we are trying to propose a research based on cutting edge technology, blockchain and AI technologies. How can we make this cyberspace more secure, especially for small and medium enterprise? And the approach potentially offers several advantages such as enhanced security awareness, and then making the operation more scalable and provide trust to the stakeholders. So why we are using blockchain? So first of all, I'll give a bit brief about blockchain. Blockchain is a chain of blocks that store information with digital signatures in decentralized and distributed network. So that means any information provided in a blockchain network will be secured by digital signature. And each block contains cryptographic hash of the previous block, a timestamp, and signed transaction data. So there are so many cryptography encryption are going on. So that's why doing manipulation in the transaction or even accessing a block, it's very difficult because the hash will change and anyone in the network could get it. And it provides trust through decentralization, secure transaction, ensuring mutability and transparency. So because of this encryption techniques, it provides more security, and it's not only about a central uh, authority that will manage everything. So in that case, actually, we see a single point of failure. So because it's a network, a lot of nodes independently will do the verification process. So the network itself will provide the trust. So it's more, you can say, authentic. And then you have immutability because the data can't be changed in a block. In that case, the hash will change. So it provides immutability, so no one can alter the data. And because these are public ledger, all the information will be on the public ledger. So nodes that are operating through the network, they will have access of those information. So it's more transparent. You can see in the picture like how the transaction will take place. Okay, so what are the challenges with this approach? First of all, latency issues. So when we have only single authority who are kind of operating all the uh, like task inside a network, then it's much easier and faster. But the problem is single point of failure. If it gets compromised, then all the devices could get compromised. So that's why we are proposing a blockchain. But the latency issues is there because there will be so many nodes that are involved in verifying the transactions. So that brings latency to the system, and energy constraints because all this blockchain they needs consensus, global agreements, and to reach that we need to use a lot of computational resources, for example, electricity. So it's very like the consumption of electricity is too much. And interoperability, like we don't have any like standards like other technology in blockchain. So how to make things interoperable? For example, if we build a system with a blockchain platform, how it can operate with another one, or how it can communicate with another system which is built on other technology. So that's another thing, interoperability. So these could be the potential challenges that we might face. Here you can see one two diagrams of the research activities. So for now, we are trying to work on the access control system for IoT layers and cloud platforms. So you can see in the diagrams like the user device or laptops, they need to connect to the network through access control management, where blockchain nodes will provide the permission whether the user is authentic, and they will verify it, and only then the user can access the resources. Here you can think about cloud resources where they can store files or like compute services. and you can see different sort of layers because we are also thinking about using IoT. So there could be different sensors which will produce data like actuators, temperatures, weight scales, humidity, gas sensors, and all this information will go through a blockchain layer. So there will be different sort of policies that will be defined by smart contracts in blockchain. Based on that, different parties will get different access, and then based on the certificates, they will play different role in the system. And now we'll move towards our demo, and Ehil will show it.
Hello. Uh, so my name is Israel Hide. I'm a doctoral student at LTU, and I'll be presenting our demo. So our demo is basically on the blockchain based access control for database management. And like Marat said earlier, we are focused now on access control in database management. So we'll be talking about a brief introduction about myself, and then the introduction, and then background study of the project, then an application overview, and then the benefits and outcome of the project itself, and then a demo, quick demo, future work conclusion, and then we can go to Q&A session. So yeah, my name is Israel Ide. Recently started my study here at LTU, Department of Space Engineering, Computer Science. So I've had experiences as a network administrator and as research assistant, and several soft skill and hard skill in programming, cloud platform, virtual machines, and the likes. So my interest is based on cybersecurity, wireless network, computer architecture, IoT, blockchain, and access control, right? Which we are doing. Yeah. So a quick introduction of what web application is. I'm very sure we are familiar with it. It's commonly known as a web app, a program that stores a program that is stored on a web server that can be accessed through the internet or intranet. Intranet is more like an organization where that allows for its employees to be able to browse files within the organization. So using a web browser. But then most applications, however, depend on database for storing and retrieving their devices or their data, and which makes the web application interconnected with database management. So it makes web application applicable, all right, in database management. However, there's been a rising need for securing systems and securing files because a lot of unauthorized personnel can get access to these files if not properly managed. And then we have to go through the access control to get this done. So uh, using the access
Hi,
control,
Laura.
hi, can we hear me? All right.
Yeah, we hear you. Continue.
Okay, thank you very much. So yeah, for many years now, traditional access control technologies such as the login, the password systems, and the role-based access control have been the ones serving organizations and SMEs and likes. But then it's more centralized as it is because there's a single point of failure, one person having access to authorizing people coming into the system. Due to this event and due to these occurrences, we've had some vulnerabilities like the SQL injection, the cross-site scripting, and then the cross-site request forgery, which sophisticated attackers can use or can exploit using exploiting the back or the loopholes in a in an application in an organization, thereby exposing the files of the organization itself. So integrating blockchain technology into these would actually help in giving a much more granular access control management system into the systems organization, into the organization system, because it offers decentralized management of keys and then the attributes. People cannot just access files however they want to without it being approved. And it also enables immutable record keeping and transparency, whereby we can be able to see who and who is actually accessing what files that are available in the system or in the database. We can also be rest assured that it is reliable and also secure because of the key distribution process. In our application, one of the features we have, the major features of our application is the admin privileges for user and file management, and then the user management, which is a sign up, login, and then the roles. We also have a file upload and storage. In this file upload and storage, this is where we can integrate our blockchain, because our blockchain is integrated in the login process and also in the file upload and storage process, whereby you can grant access to read and write permissions for different users, either guest users or the admin. We have a visual of an application, the application. I'll do a demo later. This is basically what we have. Sorry, it is a little bit tiny here, but then where you can put in your username and your password and also your blockchain address, which is what grants us the full access to authorizing your login. In the login process, users can put in their password and they don't need to worry about what's going on at the back end where the blockchain system is being operated. So they put in their email and password, and each of their passwords, each of their user details are linked to the blockchain address. And then we have an authorization going on and a validation going on behind the scene in the blockchain network. So then we can have access to, the users can have actually have access to their files. So here we have the application architecture, just a brief understanding of the application and how it works. So different users going through the web application, like I said, they wouldn't really need to worry about what's going on behind the scene. What they need to do is to just put in their username and their password. And then we have a link between the username and password with a blockchain address. Now, this blockchain address now offers more security to the system, whereby you can't just have an SQL injection or a cross-site scripting, anybody having access to the device if they've not yet been registered in the system, or their address have not yet been registered in the system. And so with this, we can have access to the resource management and then the identity access management, which is the IAM. And from there, once we're able to have users get the authorization, then we know that they can access a file, whatever file they have been linked to by the admin. And yes, and then you can see the files here. The database itself also there's a blockchain system implemented in the database so that we can offer much more secure process of obtaining files within the organization. Yeah. So the benefit of this system, it offers a tamper-proof permission record. All right, because we integrated proper tamper-proof, nobody can go in, and the web application simplifies access management for administrators. It also increased transparency, like mentioned earlier. It's scalable. It's not limited to 1 user or 10 users, as many users as possible. Yeah, because it's much more scalable. So here we have a demo. I would play the demo for us and then just so we can. So this is the sign up process. I would have to go to the sign up process where you put in the email address. Try typing an email address. And then the user has to put in this blockchain address at the end of the login. It's either the user or the administrator creating the login details. So here I did a little testing such that if the user types in different password, it doesn't match. So you have to type in a better password so that we are very sure of our security process going on in the device itself. Now the account has been created, and this user has access to the files that is supposed to have access to. So when logging in, you don't need to put in your blockchain address. You don't need to put in your address. It's just your username. After that, you can get access to the system and get access to the files that you have been permitted to get by the admin. So yes, there you have it. Files, and then we go to our users. List of users we have. Sorry, admin goes to the list of users. This is an administration login. So the admin then views the list of users that are in the system. Based on the fact that we have blockchain, we have a private key and public key. We don't necessarily need to put in our public key or private key in the web browser. Just the private key is okay, or the public key is okay. And so this is the security system implemented at the back end, where the user doesn't necessarily have to worry about what's going on. The notes and the validation takes place behind the scene, offering a better security system for this. Yeah. So the future works. What we intend to do is to integrate with the cloud storage services and also um, get more advanced access control models such as the RBAC and many others, and also improve the user interface and user experience. Which when we can also work towards mobile application development and liaising with businesses and SMEs and organizations for implementing the security system into their existing platforms. The project has successfully been able to implement a decentralized access control system into blockchain, and also it enhances security, efficiency, transparency. It's it's good for the future. It's good for now because now the future now is blockchain, and implementing blockchain is a much more better form of security in an organization. And yeah, I could test the penetration testing but for the want of time, I should. Can I test it?
Yeah.
Okay. So a penetration testing, we have this is it. We have some this is an SQL injection, typing a block of code and thinking that you might have access to the files there. Doing that, ordinarily, if there is no form of security at the back end or the blockchain security, it would have given you access to the files. But due to our blockchain linking security system into the files management, nobody can have access to the files except being authorized by different nodes. So this is this is the much more granular operation we have here. So that is it. Thank you very much. So that's about our presentation for today. Thank you very much.